This is the story about one of the most famous and critically acclaimed works of the late 14th century, and the man who wrote it.
I was born in London in the early 1340s. I'm the only son to Agnes de Cobden and a man named John Chaucer. My father was originally a wine merchant, but became wealthy when he inherited property from our relatives who died of the Black Plague in 1349. Because of his newfound wealth, my father was able to send me to be a page for the Countess of Ulster, and I ended up with Prince Lionel, son of Edward III. For most of my life, I served in the 100 Years' War between England and France. I was both a soldier, and since I was fluent in French and Italian, and conversant in other languages, a diplomat. My diplomatic travels introduced me to many people, most notable Giovanni Boccaccio and Petrarch, both who influenced my later work. Around 1378, I had a vision of an English poetry that would be accessible to all, obedient neither to the courts, whose official language was French, nor the church, whose official language was Latin. I began to develop this poetry with high hopes. In the meantime, I received many rewards for my service. It was obvious that Richard II and Henry IV were impressed with my skills as a negotiator. As a result of this, I was rewarded with money, provisions, higher appointments, and property. These riches would allow me to retire on a royal pension. However, as luck would have it, in 1374 the king appointed me the controller of the customs of hides, skins, and wools in the port of London, a position which I ended up holding for 12 years. I was the government official who worked with cloth importers. My experience overseeing imported cloths is why I frequently describe in exquisite detail the garments and fabrics that my characters wear. In the early 1390s, I retired for good. I devoted my time to writing. I had been working primarily on the Canterbury tales, which I began around 1378. Some say my political sentiments are unclear. Regardless, I will say the Canterbury tales echo the various social tensions of the times. I wrote it in the manner of the genre of a stage satire. Perhaps they are right. My narrator refrains from ever making an overt political statement, but I'll let you decide. My original plan for the Canterbury Tales was for each character to tell 4 tales, 2 on the way to Canterbury and 2 on the way back, but instead of 120 tales, the text ends after 25, and the party is still on the way to Canterbury. Things happen, you know. I hear other writers recognize the Canterbury Tales as a masterful and highly original work. William Caxton, England's first printer, published the Canterbury Tales in the 1470s, and it continues to enjoy a rich printing history to this day. I am happy my project to create a literature and poetic language for all classes of society has succeeded. Someone once told me that I will stand as one of the greatest shapers of literary and narrative character. Who would have thought?